Psst, check this out.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Back Channel. In today's episode, I want to talk about a struggle that a lot of founders have, which is in the earliest days of their company, trying to figure out what they need in order to raise capital. What are the benchmarks that they need to hit? How much progress do they need to make in order to go raise capital? It's this conundrum that I'm often driving founders forward, not with an answer to the question, but more of a philosophy on what they should be spending time on. So, the struggle is you start building a company and man, it's hard. It's hard to do it alone, even in today's world of AI assistant coding, vibe coding, agents that can help you do things. It's still a lot of work. And so you get to this place where you're like, I really wish I had money. If I had money, I could hire more engineers. If I had money, I could spend money on marketing. I could stand up my two-sided marketplace. I could do so many different things. I would love to go raise money. So, Jason, what do I need before I can go raise capital? And the reality is, if you are not one of those founders that has a sparkling resume or a track record that says, I want to bet on this founder early, you have to do a lot to both generate a lot of excitement around what you're working on and two, establish a feeling of trust that you are going to be able to get it done. And the reality is that is not accomplished by standing still. No investor is going to look at a parked car style founder and hear them say, I could do all these amazing things if you just put gas in my car. You have to show them that you're a moving train and pushing forward in order to tell them, I'm going with or without you. The example that comes to mind is a founder was like, well, how much more do I need to get? How much further do I need to get in order to go to investors to raise capital? I really want to raise capital because I'm building a marketplace. And the right thing to do would be to launch campaigns to stand up both sides of the marketplace at the exact same time and do that the right way, do that nationwide, do it the way everyone says that is the easiest to build the flywheel of a two-sided marketplace. And the question that I pose back to him is, well, what is stopping you from moving forward? And he's like, I really want to do both sides at once. And in order to do that, I actually need money to dump on acquiring supply and demand. And I'm like, well, why is that the case? The founders I see that do best in company building and fundraising have a secret weapon. Their secret weapon is a community of people, of experts, of peers in the startup industry that they can ask for help from at any time, guide them through processes like fundraising. I wanted to make that easier for everyone else to have access to by building the Adamant Fundraising Program and community. This gives you access to 75 different training videos around the fundraising process to give you that expert starting point around how to actually execute fundraising, and then access to a community where we host live pitch deck teardowns and office hours every week to make sure that you can ask the minute questions on how your deck should be better, how you should reform your strategy, how you should answer investors who are reaching out to you that you don't know how to answer. So if you want to check that out, if you want to get the secret weapon that I think a lot of the best founders have, check out adamantfundraising.com and join us today. And I go back to so many different models of questioning why you're doing things. Elon Musk often does this. He questions, what are the requirements? Questions the requirements for progress. The Toyota method is all about asking why to get to the baseline of things. So the question is, why do you need more money? I need money before I can move forward because I need to stand up the two-sided marketplace. Why does that need money? In order to do both sides at once, you really have to spend money to acquire supply and demand in order to do that all at once. Otherwise, like, you really can't do it at the same time. Why do you need to acquire both sides of the marketplace at once? Well, that's the best in order to like do it immediately. But do you have to do that? Why is that possible? Like, are there ways to do it without doing it? Could you focus on supply first? Could you do anything to show progress and movement so that when you go to talk to an investor, they see a moving train and not a parked car? I know that this has come up in my episodes in the past, but the different angle that I'm trying to share with all of you today is, if you are one of these founders that is preparing to raise capital and feels like they want to raise capital before they can get to the next stage and they are just at a standstill, I have to push back and question you. Why is it the case that you can't make any progress without more money? Why is that the case? And then you give me an answer. I'm probably going to question that as well until we get to the point where we're saying, well, is it true that the only bit of progress you can make is the one that you've attached to the dollar sign, the fundraise? Or is there an intermediate step? Is there another vector that you can go after? Is there something else that can drive the project forward that you can continuously work on while you talk to investors, while you generate relationships? Because what will really excite an investor is the demonstration of progress and momentum. So I know that's not the easiest bit of advice to hear, but I hope you listen to this. I hope you think through all the different elements of your project and what could actually be pushed forward without those dollars, because that is probably going to be the thing that convinces an investor that you're the type of founder that they want to back. All right. I hope this little pep talk on this episode of the Back Channel was helpful, and I'll see you next time.